Hello everyone and welcome. In this video I will try to cover in details how to install Oatey shower pen liner. Before I start, I want to thank all of you for subscribing to my channel. My goal is to show you guys a proper way to build your shower and remodel your bathroom. If you guys have any questions, just comment below and I try to answer them as soon as possible. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Alright, when you measure your shower pen liner, you want to install it at least 8 inches on each wall. Anything above that is just unnecessary and it will only make your installation a lot harder. And keep in mind that your curb is only 4 inches height from the inside of the shower, so you don't really need to go more than 8 inches on the walls. Once you measure your shower length and width, you want to transfer your measurements to the shower pen liner. I'll be using Oatey 40mm shower pen liner that comes in a 4, 5 or 6 feet width. You can buy your liner in any tile supply store, Home Depot or Lowe's. As a contractor, I only buy it in a roll because if you buy the pre-cut, you don't know what happened to it or how it was handled before you get it. Before installing the liner, I will shave the 2x4 slightly on each side of the curb. This will prevent from creating the bump on the bottom of your wall, which is very important because you have to have a perfect square between your wall and the curb, otherwise you're gonna have a problem installing the shower doors. Once this is done, I will coat the entire curb with waterproofing membrane. Then I will install the silicone around the drain. This prevents from water leaking out underneath your liner in case your shower drain gets clogged in the future. It also prevents water from leaking around the bolts, especially that we'll have to fill it up with water and leave it for 24 hours so city inspector can approve it. It's only required in some cities in Georgia, especially when the homeowner is finishing the basement himself. They have to approve every stage of it. I usually make a few rings around the drain that are about inch space from each other. If you don't have the silicone with you or you don't want to use it, you can always use a PVC cement and basically glue the drain flange with the shower pen liner. If you're not planning to use a fiberglass mesh on top of your shower pen to strengthen it, I would recommend using 2x6s or something wider to fill all the spaces between the 2x4s. You just want to leave some room in the corners to hide the liner when you fold it. As you can see, the entire curb is coated with waterproofing membrane, and now we can install the shower pen liner. The best way is just fold it in half and just place it on top of the drain that is in perfect center of the shower. First you want to start from the edge of the curb and then gently smooth it out. To make it easier, you can leave your liner in a warm room or outside when it's hot for a few minutes. That will make the liner a little bit easier to work with. Once you spread it out evenly, you can put a few screws on the outside edge of the curb. This will prevent the liner from shifting when you're working with it. And don't worry that I just punctured the liner. Water will never reach it. And now I'll show you how to connect the shower pen liner with the drain. This might be a scary moment for some of you because you have to cut your liner in order to install the drain. Alright, the best way is to place your finger on both sides of the bolt and stretch the liner a little bit. Then make the small cut on top of the bolt and push the bolt through it. You're going to repeat the same process in all 4 bolts. Then you want to cut the cross right in the middle of it and place the second part of the drain over it and then turn it to lock it in place. And the very last thing, you will need a wrench to tighten the bolts. At the end, you just want to make sure that your drain is still level. Alright, now I'll show you how to fold and install the liner on the curb. It's hard to fold a liner without cutting it, and it's even harder to record it or explain it in a single video. Because it varies a lot, depends on where your 2x4s and how they are spaced out on the wall. But I'll try to do my best. First, I will cut the tip of the corner, and this will make the liner a little bit more flexible. The goal is to fold the liner so it won't create the bumps underneath your cement boards. Keep in mind that the liner is 40mm thick, and you fold it and have several layers of it, it gets pretty thick. So when you're folding it, it's better to make the folds inside the wall or below the cement boards. Your shower pen is usually 1.5 to 2 inches thick, Then you have to leave half an inch up to 1 inch gap between the shower pan and the cement boards. That will leave you about 2.5 inches from your shower base to the cement boards to make and hide all the folds. The best way to install your liner to the walls is to screw it on the side of the 2x4s on the very top of it. You just have to make sure that your liner is tensioned enough, but if it's too tight, it might create a hollow gap between the bottom of the shower near the wall. And as you can see, if you trim that wall 2x4 that's lining up with your curb, you can easily hide the folds in it. This is the better way to install it versus cutting your liner and installing the corner dams. But as I mentioned earlier, it depends how your shower is framed. In some cases, you just have to cut your liner and install the corner dams. Once everything is nice and secure, then you can move to the other side of your curb. I'll play some music so you can watch it from a different angle. It's the same process, but it might help you to visualize it better. Now I'll show you how to install your liner in the corners where two walls meet. First, you want to play with it a little to see which way will be easier to fold it for you. If you have a small gap between the 2x4s, you can use a plastic shim to push the liner in it, but adjust a little bit of it. If you have a room, you can push more of it, but you have to make sure that you're able to secure it, otherwise the water might leak out. It always helps to trim the corner to make it more flexible to work with it. The best way is to fold that liner on the very bottom of it and secure it to the side of the 2x4. That way both corners will only have one layer of it and won't create any bump. As I mentioned earlier, you only want to use the screws on the very top of that liner. And you want to make sure that you don't have too much slack in it. Basically everything has to be nice and tight. My shower pan liner just passed the inspection and a 24-hour water test. Now I'll drain the water and I will show you how to set the drain height. Now at the end of this video, I will show you how to set the drain height before building your shower pan. First, you want to tape the surface of your drain to protect the strainer from scratching it and preventing any mortar falling into it. The maximum height of your drain is 2 inches. As that's the maximum thickness of your shower pan, including tiles. So you want to screw in that drain so it sticks out 1.5 inches from the base of that drain. This will give you 1/2 inch room for your tile and mortar. The last thing before building your shower pan is protect the weep hole from clogging, is to use small pebbles around your drain. And you can get them from Walmart or any pet store for like a few dollars. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned something new, like it, subscribe, and share it so that way I can grow my channel. If you have any questions, you can just comment below and I'll try to answer it as soon as possible. Thank you and bye-bye.